Production possibility frontier is one of the many models economists used in their studies. Production possibility frontier is very unique because it brings up the idea we discussed earlier in Chapter 1, the idea of opportunity cost. By looking at the different points in the diagram, we can see how much we need to give up of one product in order to have another one. First, let's discuss how this actually works and visualize it by looking at an example of a diagram. So this is a great example of a production frontier diagram that represents opportunity cost. So in the y-axis and x-axis, we see guns and butter. And as we discussed earlier, guns and butter symbolize each essential aspect of opportunity cost we faced every day. Guns represents military protection, while butter represents the standard of living. If we want to have more guns, we need to give up the butter that we have. So we can see from the right point, it says produce 180 guns and 100 butter. If we want to produce 180 guns, we can only produce 100 butter. However, like in the point on the left, if we produce only 20 guns, we can produce 900 butter. So you can see by setting a standard of what's more important, we allocate our resources to different products. Now that we've discussed the idea of opportunity cost that is essential in the production possibility frontier, let's look at different points and realize what this means. So at point Y, it's outside of the curve that we see in the graph. What does that mean? That means that point of production cannot be reached because of maybe of different reasons such as lack of technology or lack of resources. However, production point A, B, and C are all efficient. It is producing and making use of all the resources they have by allocating different products they prioritize. However, point X is in the opposite scenario. Because we're not utilizing the resources we already have, we're being inefficient in our production. So while Y is out of the possibility, it cannot be reached, ABC is efficient, X is inefficient. So does that mean the point Y, which is outside of the present curve, cannot be reached? Absolutely no. If we actually develop technology or have a factor that can improve the efficiency of our production, we can definitely extend our possibility frontier to include point Y.